بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر صدق الله العظيم.
Ayah 4. Tanazzalul Malaika, the Malaika descend. Waruhu. Fihi bi'izni Rabbi min kulli amrin. So the Malaika, Allah is saying here, descend on that particular night. So why is Allah talking about the Malaika? What is the purpose of the Malaika? Descending. And where?
Intermediary.
Yeah. Intermediary there. What are they doing?
Carrying out the laws of Allah,
They-
the instructions.
They relate us.
What are the Malaika doing? Okay, so what Allah is saying here is the Malaika what are some of the purposes of the Malaika? One of the purposes of the Malaika is to bring the revelation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in the Quran, Allah tells us, for example, the Malaika are also there for the mu'mineen. They give them comfort. There's an ayah in the Quran where Allah says, the Malaika convey to people that have Iman, do not fear, do not grieve. So one of the functions of the Malaika descending on that night is to give comfort to the Nabi. Remember, how would you feel if something comes along to you and communicates to you and tells you, you are now a Nabi and I'm bringing revelation to you? What's going to happen to you? Out of the blue. What will happen?
You'll be in shock.
Sorry?
You'll be in shock.
Shocked, yeah. You'll be shocked. You'll be devastated. You'll think like, hey, what is going on here? You'll be trembling. You'll be shivering because you're seeing like a supernatural force coming there and communicating with you. And you feel like you want to run away or you don't know what to do. You'll be terrified. So one of the functions of the Malaika is that they're coming there. Remember, it's the first time that revelation is coming through. It's not like the revelation came through, 500 verses came through. Now you've got experience. Now you know what to expect. This is the first time you are being approached by the Malaika. And you are told now, this is revelation for you. Your Rabb has said this to you, and now you are stunned. You are trembling. How are you going to concentrate if you are afraid, you are panicking, you are trembling? How can you concentrate on the message when you're not even in your senses? You are shivering. We are human beings. Allah says the Nabis were human beings. So we have emotions, right? And we all tend to get to panic. So one of the functions of the Malaika that particular night was to bring about tranquility to the Nabi. So when Jibreel comes now with the message, the first ayah, he brings a revelation, which was Iqra, right? And he's reading the ayah for him, and he's explaining to him the ayah, that this is what it is all about. And the Malaika are there to comfort the Nabi, to settle him down, to give him assurance, to make him relax, to get him to calm down, so that he is now in a position to accept the revelation, to ponder about it, to think about it, to ask questions, to understand that message. Remember, the Nabi cannot deliver a message which he himself doesn't understand. His job was to understand that message, to apply it, and to deliver it to others. When he is delivering the message to the companions, they are going to ask him questions. How is he going to answer if he himself is not understanding what is the message all about? So, the Malaika are there now to give the message, to support what is Jibreel was. Jibreel would have been the chief Malaika. He would have been the main one, the chief, the head of it all. The other Malaika were there then to give support to the Nabi, comfort, and to convey the message from Allah, and to give information from Allah, and to tell him that now you have been now chosen as the Nabi. What is the function of a Nabi? What you're supposed to do? This is the ayah. As time goes along, you are going to get new revelation. You are going to get more revelation. You will be chosen specific times when you will get the revelation. You will be told. You will be approached. These are the times you are going to get your revelation. Right? And from there, he is comforted. He is settled. His questions are answered. All his worries, his concerns, all the issues that are bothering him are answered. Once all that he is settled, he is comfortable, he is given the ayat. Then he is helped to learn the ayat. Remember, he needs to memorize the ayat now. He doesn't have a cell phone, he doesn't have records where he might just put on his cell phone and start recording the ayat. He needs to now learn the ayat. He needs to memorize the ayat. So the Nabi was a Hafiz of Quran as well. He memorized the ayat, he learned them, he understood them. From there, then he was now in a position to deliver them. So, while delivering the message, the Malaika had to ensure that the Nabi correctly understood, memorized every verse accurately. This is the message of Allah. Every word must be remembered, memorized accurately. It cannot be forgotten. It cannot be lost. It cannot be translated, misinterpreted, and mixed up. It had to be learned the way Allah wants it, accurately. So the Malaika had to spend time with him to ensure that that particular ayah that was revealed, they had to help him to understand it, to memorize it, to answer his questions. And once the Malaika were then happy that that happened, then they could leave the Nabi with a message. They know now he's got that particular ayah, now he's in a position to go and deliver it to the Sahaba. Any comments, Sarin?
No.
Okay?
No. I like what you said about accuracy. That's very important. Accurately is the most important thing there.
Okay. Shireen, any comments?
No, Shukran.
Adam?
Yeah. Now we understand the concept of Malaika executing the duties, or the Malaika giving comfort to the Prophet, right? That the Malaika is always present, because even at the Battle of Badr, right? Remember the verse where Allah says, it wasn't just the forces, that the enemy saw a lot more, right? So that's the one thing. The second thing is, Malaika came down to Ibrahim alayhi salam as well. So the angels, if we look at all the previous prophets as well, so they had a similar incident where the angels are protecting them, are teaching them as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it does tie in. It does tie in with all the other prophets as well.
Oh, it would have applied all, because they're the intermediary between Allah and the Nabis. That's one of the functions. They have other functions as well, right? that are the energy and the intelligent. They're not only forces, but they are intelligent forces. They have a level of intelligence to accomplish the job description that they are given, particular malaika. Okay, so they are intelligent forces as well, not only forces. In their field, they have intelligence. Like, for example, when Allah said, told the malaika, I'm about to create human beings, and the malaika said, but how can you create them when they're going to shed blood? So you can see that particular group of malaika had a level of intelligence to be able to remember, to be able to communicate, and to be able to understand. But that is a category of malaika. There are different categories, groups of malaika. There is a malaika, for example, in Jahannam, that will maintain Jahannam. There's malaika that takes people when they die, that make sure that their ruh is taken out, etc., from their bodies. How they do it, we don't know, but that is their job. So, that the word angel is totally out of context in fitting with what the Quran uses as malaika. It's a biblical word, one of the biblical words, which we cannot use in translating as malaika. Okay? And I gave you the reasons why. So, according to the Bible, angels are those with wings that are all good. Right? According to the Quran, there are categories of malaika with specific functions, with specific levels of intelligence. All malaika are not the same, according to the Quran. Like I say, there are categories and they have their job descriptions which they accomplish. This particular malaika that brought revelation, that came along with Jibreel, they had their specific job function. They had that intelligence to take that message from Allah and to deliver it to the Nabi accurately, precisely, timeously. They also had the intelligence to communicate with the Nabi. They also had the intelligence to make the Nabi understand it and to explain it to the Nabi. They also had the intelligence to comfort the Nabi and to relax him and to provide him with tranquility. So that's why you can see the different categories of the malaika. Okay? I haven't come across anyone's research anywhere. I've never read anywhere in any book. I don't know if it's available where people mention that there are categories of malaika. Okay. All right. Zaida, you had any comment?
I'm not sure if you're done with the verse because I'm just thinking about it says
I'm
here
not
the
done.
spirit to sing. What does it mean? The spirit to sing.
Yeah, I'm not done. No, I must still get to that. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any comment up to what I said about the revelation?
No.
Okay. Shanaz, any comment?
No comment.
Okay, Salim? Not only does Allah create human beings, but He gives us life as well. So the body is created, the organs are created. But nothing will happen if it does not generate that particular, it doesn't have life in it. It is breathing, it has intelligence, and it has emotion. That's what Allah gives us. So we can create a robot, but we are unable to give that robot emotions. We are able to give the robot intelligence up to a point, maybe a software program. Okay. But what Allah has given us as human beings gives that life. Once He creates us, He gives us that life. So the Quran is revealed, the revelation from Allah comes to us. It is revealed. It gives life to the mu'mineen. It brings them alive. When a person is alive, they are able to think. They are able to make decisions. They are able to accomplish. So the Quran gives us the ability to ponder, to think. The Quran gives us the ability to make decisions which will help us human beings to live better, to solve our problems, to remove oppression, injustice, suffering, misery. The Quran gives us life, to give us good emotions, peace, comfort, tranquility. The Quran gives us ability to remove negative emotions, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, misery. All that is given the ruh. That is what is given us. That is part of the ruh. So that is what Allah says. When you follow the Quran, it gives you life. So one of the examples, Iqbal, the poet, the famous poet Iqbal said, keep a Muslim in prayer and make him a stranger to the world of action. So if you keep people busy praying in a mosque, for example, or at home, they will be out of action on what is happening around the world. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. So to come back to life, to give action, activity, to be involved in the community, in the affairs of the world, the politics of the world, injustice, solving problems of the world, social problems, environmental problems, being actively involved, being there, being the decision makers, challenging, opposing all that is going on wrong. Amar bil ma'ruf, enjoining, noting those that are beneficial deeds, forbidding those that are harmful deeds, that affect human beings, that make human beings suffer. Being part of that is life. And that is what Allah is saying here. He gave us the Quran to bring us alive as Muslims, to give life as Muslims. To be active, to be involved, not to be hidden away in a cave. To be present, to make yourself visible for people to see. This is what is happening. For example, where people march to Al-Aqsa, that is activity, that is involvement, that is visibility, that is life. That is an example of, that is enjoining what is good, enjoining justice, forbidding injustice, amar bil ma'ruf. That is what they are doing. That is an example of life. That is what the Quran says. Ruh. That is what Allah brought for us, the ruh. Any comments, Karim?
Yeah, so when we alive, we have this ruh, and when we die, we still have it.
So you're talking about the nafs.
No, what is it? The soul that's alive?
Yeah, the soul is the nafs. The nafs. We're talking about ruh here. AK, you got any comment?
No.
Oh no, I was just going to say that the nafs is a person's personality, the character, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it all, Adam? Okay. Zaida, you had any comment?
No.
Okay. Shanas?
No comment.
And Salim?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Right. Bi'izni Rabbi min kulli amrin salam. So everything that happened, that was delivered, that was conveyed that particular night, it happened with the permission of Allah. Okay? And the Amr is the instructions of Allah, the laws of Allah, fitting in with the plans of Allah. All that. Okay? So all that happens with the plans, the broad plans of Allah, the long-term plans of Allah, the wise plan, with all the information that Allah gave. It happened with all that. Okay? Verse 5, Salamun. Right, salam, we said the meaning of salam is peace, security,
Safety.
salutation, protection from interference, right? So remember earlier I said one of the functions of the Nabis, one of the functions of the Malaika was to give tranquility to the Nabi, comfort, ease, Salam. They are like saying there, salam. So that for that period, from the time at night until the break of dawn, it means that that revelation was being conveyed for that period. There was peace, there was security, there was tranquility. No one could interfere with what Allah, what the Malaika were delivering. No one could prevent it. No one could sabotage it. No one could block it. No one could slow it down. It was protected. There was peace. There was tranquility. If there was sabotage, etc., we wouldn't have had the Quran today. So whatever Allah delivers the message, there is total security, peace, tranquility. That's what happened for the Nabi. He had all that protection available for him. So that the message was protected. It was delivered in a protected form, completely protected, every word. And not only was the message protected, but the time when it was delivered, that was also protected. No one could interfere. No one could come in between, obstruct it. Until the dawn. So there's two ways looking at it. The message came when there was darkness, nighttime. When the Malaika left, they left the Nabi with that revelation, the first revelation. They left him with a message. Right? And when Allah says, we have brought you Nur, taken you out of Zulum and brought you Nur. So, literally and figuratively, the message brought, when the message came, it was Zulum, there was darkness. Before the message came, the Arabs, you know what they were? Committing shirk. Right? They were committing incest. All sorts of things were happening. Corruption, fraud, making idols, all that, heavy shirk, all that was happening there. There was Zulum, they were in darkness. It was nighttime, there was darkness. The revelation came. When the Malaika left, it was Fajr, it was dawn. Break of dawn, a new era, a new beginning, a new dawn has arisen. Break of dawn. The Nur has now come. Allah says, we have revealed to you the Nur. We've taken you out of Zulum and we have put you into Nur. That's what Allah says. There's a surah called Surah Nur, even in the Quran. Right? So, from Zulum to Nur, from darkness to light. So when the Malaika left, the Nabi had light. He had a revelation now left with him. And he had this communication directly from our Creator, from Allah. And now he was ready to deliver this message, to start doing the dawah, to start applying it. His mission has now begun. It was the beginning of his mission. That mission now began, and it will never end. It will continue until the universe comes to an end. And that's what made that night so great, so powerful, so potent, so amazing, so incredible, so mind-boggling. Any comments, Cyril?
Yeah. Then actually also this night, this when the Quran was first revealed. Why should I break up now? Can you hear?
Okay.
No, I'm fine, Iqbal. Nothing to add.
Kara?
No, nothing from my side.
Sharin?
No, thanks.
Adam?
Yeah, I just want to make one or two comments, right? Now, it makes a lot of sense now if you're looking at the surah in its totality, right? At that point in time, every previous religion, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, every religion under the sun, since mankind appeared, on the face of the earth, as was distorted.
Let's carry on with Shanaz then. Shanaz, you had any comments?
No comment.
Salim?
Well, I've been kind of educated, so shukran, jazakallah khair for it.
All right, what I wanted to say was that, oh yeah, Sarin, yeah? Sarin,
No.
did you get your thoughts
No,
together
it's
now?
okay. It's okay now.
No,
No.
no comment. But the Adam can't get in. Anyway,
Yeah, he was still talking also.
I wanted to hear what he had to say. All right, what I wanted to say was, you know the verse we did last night when martyrs, and we said last night that Allah provides the martyrs to get their risk, right? What I wanted to say is that the word yurzakun, rizq, it's in a present tense. So what's amazing about that word, that Allah chose the word in a present tense, it means it's happening all the time, non-stop. So that means they're getting their risk all the time, non-stop. All right, so anyone got any final comment? We're going to stop here. Salim, you got it? You heard what I said? The present tense.
Yes, jazakallah. I understand this now.
I don't know, last night you weren't with us because we said last night that the martyrs, when they don't...
Yes.
Okay, so in that recording we were talking about martyrs where they die, and then the Quran says they're living. That means they're living on another plane somewhere else where we don't have knowledge of, on another level. So that word they were saying that they are provided with the risk, whatever is needed to live. The food and drink. Risk is mainly related to food and drink. And it's in a present tense in Arabic. The Arabic makes it very specific. That's what makes the language amazing. And in the present tense, it means it's happening constantly. That means they are getting their provision to survive, to live constantly, non-stop.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر صدق الله العظيم.